Supervisor Don Knabe. I'm pleased to welcome you back to another episode of Dialed In. Every 2 years, the world's most gifted and inspiring athletes come together for an experience that transcends sports, and that is the Special Olympics World Games. Over the course of 9 days this summer, thousands of athletes from around the globe will compete in events like golf, basketball, judo, swimming. After last being held in South Korea in 2013, the World Games are officially coming to Los Angeles County this summer. Over 10,000 athletes and coaches from 177 different countries will compete in 25 events throughout Los Angeles and Long Beach. The Special Olympics World Games will be truly an emotionally uplifting event for everyone participating, attending, and volunteering. This month, I'm pleased to welcome the President and CEO of the Special Olympic World Games and Los Angeles Organizing Committee, as well as an athlete. I hope you will enjoy the show.
The annual camping trip. Just you, your buddies, and a horde of hungry mosquitoes. Because your brilliant friend Kyle picked a place called Mosquito Bay at the peak of mosquito season. But you downloaded movies with the Spectrum TV app, so you can watch in the only place that isn't ruled by mosquitoes. Download your favorite movies and shows with the weekend-saving Spectrum app. Where will it take you?
Your time is valuable. Charter gets that. That's why we now offer same-day, 2-hour appointment windows for Charter Spectrum installation and service. That means you can wake up one morning, give Charter a call, and we'll be there that very same day, guaranteed to arrive in a 2-hour window. Whoa, that was fast. Same-day, 2-hour appointment windows, part of Charter's on-time guarantee.
Welcome back to Dial In. My first guest today is a former Fox Sports and KCAL CBS executive, Patrick McClanahan, a good friend. Patrick serves as a chairman of the LA Bid Committee that brought the 2015 Special Olympic World Games to Los Angeles, and now has the position of president and CEO. So thanks for joining me today, Patrick.
Hi, Don. Good to be
here.
here.
Those are long titles, but I think the most important thing is success that you were able to do through the Bid Committee and engaging a whole lot of folks and bringing them together. So not all of our audience is familiar with the Special Olympics. Maybe you can give us sort of a quick story. What is the Special Olympics, how the World Games were formed, and sort of a little history.
Special Olympics is a year-round sports training and competition for people with intellectual disabilities. Eunice Kennedy Shriver, you may know the story, started Special Olympics. She was sister of President John F. Kennedy and wife of Sergeant Shriver that founded the Peace Corps. They believed in doing things in a very big way. She had a sister named Rosemary, and they had Camp Shriver in their backyard where they invited neighborhood people who had intellectual disabilities, and they ran, they swam, they jumped. That was the genesis of Special Olympics. She believed that...
Started in the backyard.
Backyard. She believed that she could change the lives of people with intellectual disabilities through the power of sport and all the good things that come from that. Good self-confidence, good health, self-determination, things that we take for granted in sports, but for people with intellectual disabilities has an incredible transforming impact on their life.
And you see the athletes. I mean, I've been very involved in the local Special Olympics through Long Beach and things like that, and different sports, and been a sponsor of the golf program, and you know, the focus. I mean, just the thrill of competing. The impact that it has on these athletes is amazing.
Yeah, and it's a year-round sports training competition that transforms their life. It's not one time a year. It's actually 33 different sports over summer and winter. This last year, there was 80,000 events held around the world celebrating
80,000?
80,000 events under the banner of Special Olympics. It's now become the largest sports organization in the world. That little vision she had in her backyard is now 4.4 million athletes competing in 180 countries around the world. The signature events become the World Games. It's like the Olympic Games. It alternates between summer and winter every 2 years. The first one was in 1968 in Soldier Field. Since that time, most of them have been held throughout the United States, like South Bend, Indiana, hosted by Notre Dame. And last time was 1999 in Raleigh-Durham, hosted by Duke in North Carolina. Then it took off internationally in 2003. Dublin, Ireland, Nelson Mandela, Bill Clinton, Muhammad Ali, Bono, U2, all came out in support of those games. Then 4 years later it was in Shanghai, China. Today there's nearly 1 million athletes competing in Shanghai. China and India are the two fastest growing programs in the world for Special Olympics. 4 years later, when we were bidding for the games, it was held in Athens, Greece. economic turmoil, rioting in the streets, amazing backdrop for the games. And then we won the bid, and we're bringing the games back to the United States for the first time in 16 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it really sounds like the World Games are much more than just a sporting event.
It's a movement. It's a movement to improve the lives of people with intellectual disabilities. The theme of our bid was, in a city full of movie stars and all-stars, the athletes will be the stars of this show, that there's no greater global stage than Los Angeles to create the awareness that leads to acceptance and inclusion of people with intellectual disabilities. And that's our mission, is create that awareness that leads to acceptance and inclusion. And as you know, being so involved in Special Olympics over these years, when you show up for a Special Olympics event as a volunteer, you show up saying, I'm here to help the athletes, what do you need me to do? And by the end of the day, you're saying, who's helping who here? The perspective that I just got on overcoming adversity with courage, determination, and joy, and the inspiration that I just got about making the most out of what I've been given, it's a tremendous movement for people with intellectual disabilities, and of all people, for all of us.
Well, I think for all of us. I mean,
Yeah.
it's one of those things that, you can have a really bad day, and you'd be overwhelmed with your schedule and all those kinds of
Yeah.
things, and then you step forward, you see a young athlete or the Special Olympic athletes, and the difficulties that they have to overcome, but yet
Yeah.
there is no difficulty. It's a
That's right.
joy of crossing the finish line, finishing the game, doing whatever they need to
That's
do.
right.
And the faces that you get to see.
Yeah.
When you put
Yeah.
the medal
medals,
over
yeah, it's
that-
incredible.
Yeah.
The second part of Mrs. Shriver's vision was that the world could be changed actually through Special Olympics. That when people come in contact with our athletes, that perceptions change about their value to every community. And I think that the real secret of Special Olympics is that when you learn to love our athletes and realize what value they have, all different shapes, sizes, personalities, you tend to look at all people of difference and realize that we all have value in community, and communities are made better for that.
I would think that Special Olympics would have an incredible impact on the whole bullying issue that's out there. I mean, these young athletes probably from a very early age in some way or shape or form have been bullied, and all of a sudden, this creates value in their lives. So what do you think the impact's going to be here on the Southland?
Well, Special Olympics Southern California that you've been so involved with and supportive, so thank you. I had the absolute pleasure of serving as chairman of the board of that organization for 11 years until we did this. And they're currently serving 18,000 athletes from throughout Southern California. These games, the impact they'll have will mostly be on Southern California, across the country and around the world as well. But in Southern California, they estimate that their number of athletes that they serve will double and maybe triple because of the exposure and the information. The Host Town program that happens from San Diego to San Luis Obispo is 3 days prior to opening ceremony. We have 85 cities and communities that are hosting athletes for 3 days to get acclimated to the time period. They've traveled long ways to participate in cultural events. What an incredible grassroots opportunity for the Southland to have awareness about acceptance and inclusion and opportunities for people with intellectual disabilities.
I was going to ask you about the Host Town. You
Yeah.
already went into it. I know my wife is very involved in the Long
Yeah.
Beach piece of that, but I know it's really amazing how people will ask, how do I get involved? And we'll deal with the how to get people involved
Yeah.
as a volunteer. But volunteers are still really important, and host towns are still important, correct?
Yes, everybody could serve in their local host town. They can get involved. It'd be fantastic to spread the word about people with intellectual disabilities and the opportunity that Special Olympics provides through sports. And like I say, the reason I mentioned that in conjunction with the impact it'll have on the Southland is that's just an incredible opportunity for Special Olympics Southern California. To have that many athletes, 7,000 athletes, 3,000 coaches spread throughout their region. There's estimated to be 500,000 people in Southern California that could be a part of the Special Olympics program. So a great opportunity to grow the program and reach more people with this great program.
Right, and recruit athletes. I mean,
Yes, exactly.
I know in talking to some of the athletes from time to time, the biggest thing is that first step.
Yeah.
And for them to understand, it wouldn't be for me or you to sell that program, but for them to
Yeah.
see a friendly face,
Yeah.
a fellow athlete in the sport that they
Yeah.
like to do. That's really an attachment
That's right, and in order to be able to serve those athletes, you need more volunteers, you need more coaches, you need more resources to be able to support those programs. So all around, it's a great opportunity to bring awareness to the opportunity for the Southland.
it's going to be phenomenal.
Yeah.
So where in the Southland or where in the Los Angeles area are our folks going to be able to attend events or see some athletes perform?
We have several large hubs. One is Long Beach. There's 7 events in Long Beach, like sailing, kayaking, beach volleyball, open water swim, triathlon, a half marathon, cycling. USC and UCLA are the athlete villages. There'll be basketball, track and field, swimming at USC. We're taking the South Hall, the convention center downtown LA, and converting it into an event center. There'll be 5 sports held right there in the convention center. Griffith Park will be golf, and LA Equestrian Center, and then we bring in the Valley for one of our soccer divisions, and then UCLA is the rest of the sports, including volleyball and poly pavilion, gymnastics in the Wooden Center, softball, tennis, soccer, judo. We have 25 total sports. So there's a great opportunity for people to come out. We don't charge tickets for events. It's really to come out and support the athletes. We call it Fans in the Stands. Fans in the Stands is organizations, associations, companies coming together and bringing out their people to be fans in the stands and cheer the athletes. And like I said before, people often get much more out of it than they give. And so it's a great opportunity to have team building and to really impact the community coming out to support these games.
So we need to be encouragers to get the people to come out too, and I know that you're doing a good job with that, and there'll be a lot of advertising as it relates to that. But there is excitement building because it all starts on July 25th.
Yes.
I mean, what a sight to see all these athletes coming into the world famous Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum.
It'll be remarkable. Actually, the athletes arrive on July 21st for the host town. They'll arrive at LAX. They go to Loyola Marymount where they register, and then they go out to their host towns for 3 days, and then they report to their home for the next 10 days, which is SC and UCLA, and then opening ceremony at the Coliseum. July 25th will be an amazing moment. When we were in Greece, when we were bidding for the games, and you watched the countries from around the world, from the Middle East, from Europe, from South America, from Africa, march into to the Coliseum is an amazing moment. It cuts through all that's going on in the world as you see the joy on the faces of those athletes from around the world.
Well, again, I think we need to reiterate, make a point too. There's still a need for volunteers, right?
Sure.
I mean, not only just in host towns, but whether it be at a specific event or those kinds of things.
Yes, and all that information can be found at la2015.org. Opportunities to participate and support, to be volunteers, both for specific jobs where you're trained and you have specific jobs, but also to be fans in the stands, to just come out. And people of all ages can come out, families, neighborhoods, like I said, organizations can come out and support the games by signing up to be fans in the stands.
How many total athletes are we going to have here?
Well, it'll be 7,000 athletes from 177 countries.
177 countries. That's
Yeah, Don, this is the largest sporting event LA has hosted since the '84 Olympics. It's remarkable. It'll be the largest sports humanitarian event in the world in 2015. We're confident it'll be the most inspirational event of all time, but it'll be a remarkable opportunity.
Well, I'll just tell anyone out there, I mean, all they have to do is attend one event or hug one athlete, and you're inspired for a long time. So.
Yeah.
I just want to commend you. I mean, what an incredible effort. I mean, you got me involved early on the host committee and trying to the bid packet to bring the teams there, and we worked very, very hard. But what was really exciting about that whole process was it didn't take much selling. I mean, obviously the selling comes when you get sponsorships, and that's a lot of work, but to get people involved, I mean, it seemed like so far away. Now the time is here. And you can see the excitement building, but your work has been incredible.
I have to say it's a real community effort. Previous World Games like Shanghai, 85% of those games were paid for by the government. The games were actually put on by the government. These, in the tradition of the '84 Olympics, this is a community effort. This is corporate sponsors. This is foundations. This is gifts. This is people coming together to put these games on. So it's going to be a real community effort. We started very entrepreneurially. It started with 2 of us who put the bid together on a staff. We now have 210 employees, and they don't know what they're going to be doing come August when these games are over. This is a real mission-driven team, and really inspiring to look at all the people that have come together to make these games a success.
Well, I'll just tell you, I'm proud to be a little small part of it, but more importantly, I know the County of Los Angeles, we're proud to be part of your team as well, too. But again, just thank you for a job well done. I really appreciate you taking the time to be here, because I know you're up to 24/7, because it's right around the corner. What seemed like those original meetings we had in the various communities seemed like, wow, that's a long ways away. It's here. So congratulations, and we look forward to a Special Olympics World Games. So,
thanks for having us on today. Thank you, Don. Appreciate it.
Thanks. Thank you. We'll be right back.
game night. That magical weekly gathering where lands are conquered. And you get trapped in the dungeon that is your bedroom. But you've got blazing fast Spectrum internet. So Kevin and his friends have enough bandwidth to play together. And you have enough left over to find a new apartment. Get 100 megabits of dragon-slaying speed with Spectrum internet. Where will it take you?
When Dennis Walker was in high school, his locker partner, Dave, stole his girlfriend. And Dennis realized Dave was not his friend. When Dennis got satellite, he also got an unreliable signal. And he realized satellite was not his friend. Now he has Charter and a reliable weatherproof signal, just like thousands of others who switch every month. Take it from Dennis. Satellite is not your friend. Get a reliable signal, rain or shine, with Charter.
Welcome back to Dial In. My next guest is a good friend, Mr. Dustin Plunkett, a Special Olympics athlete, global messenger, and employee of the World Games. Dustin was first introduced to the Special Olympics in 1996, competing in a variety of sports, but currently focuses on basketball and golf. As an international global messenger of the Games, he's had the chance to travel the world and spread the word about the Special Olympic World Games. Thanks for joining me today, Dustin.
Thanks for having me.
You're an incredible young man. I tell everyone you're one of my heroes, but we're glad to have you on the show. So why don't you tell us how you first got involved in the Special Olympics?
Well, I got involved by a Parks and Recreation director in Lakewood. He hounded me for 2 years about joining Special Olympics, and I said, what is it? Who is it for? And he goes, well, I can't speak for the athletes, so why don't you come meet them? And before I even get into the building, 3 athletes come up to me. They're like, what's your name? I'm like, Dustin. They're like, we're about to go play basketball. Would you like to come play with us? So I'm out there on the basketball court, and I noticed that they talk just like me, got the same skills as me. So I'm like, hey guys, let's take a time out. Why did you join Special Olympics? And all of them said because it's a second family to them. And me had a bad home life growing up where I jumped at the opportunity where I now have 4.5 million brothers and sisters.
That's a great story. So you were first involved as an athlete, but what were your original favorite events to participate in? I assume basketball was one of them, but I know you participated in numerous.
Yeah, well, growing up, I participated in baseball, flag football, soccer, and basketball. And then Special Olympics, when I got in there, I just expanded those sports some more, like done speed skating, snowboarding, and other events.
So you do the Winter Games as well?
Yes.
So what don't you do? Is there
Pretty
fall
much
games or something? I mean, you do everything, right?
Pretty much.
Well, that's great. So how did competing in the Special Olympics impact your life? I know there was an incident and things like that that's sort of a life-changing experience for you. What was that all about?
Yeah, well, Special Olympics has really been a life-changing thing because it really taught me to stand up against the bullies that I had in my life. I kept getting bullied every day of my life and be the voice of people who don't have a voice for themselves. But I was really blessed and fortunate to join Special Olympics when I did because it wound up saving my life through our Healthy Athletes program.
And what is the Healthy Athletes program?
Well, our Healthy Athletes program is for our athletes. They get free screenings for their eyes, their teeth, their feet, their dietary guidance, fitness tests to make sure we're the best that we can be out there. And I went and got my teeth screened 10 years ago by a volunteer dentist. And he said, Dustin, your teeth are in really bad shape and you need to go get follow-up care right away. And Parks and Recreation director, who's been having me for 2 years prior to this, took me to his dentist. And I was diagnosed with gum cancer in the upper left side of my mouth. And if it would have went 1 more month longer, I wouldn't be alive today, sharing my $1 million smile with the world.
That's right. You got $1 million smiles, right? That dentist did a good job, huh?
Yes, he did.
So that truly was a life-saving, not only life-changing,
Yeah.
but a life-saving event in your life.
Yeah.
Now you serve this incredible job as the International Global Messengers. Tell us a little bit about that. I mean, let's talk about what you've been doing, where you've been traveling, how you're spreading the word about the games coming up.
Yeah, well, in 2007, I was lucky enough to be one of 12 athletes in the whole world to be selected as an international gold messenger.
Part of that was your golden smile, right?
Part of that was my golden smile.
Yeah.
But just getting that opportunity to go to places like Boise, Idaho, Washington, D.C., to Shanghai, China, sharing the stage with the Yao Ming, to Miami, Florida, to San Francisco, up to Alaska, And then last July, going to the White House, meeting President Obama and having dinner there. It's just amazing opportunities that have come through the International Gold Messenger Program, Gold Messenger Program. We have 12 fantastic new Gold Messengers that will be coming in town for the games this summer.
So your colleagues. Now, do you travel together, or are you individually, or does the 12 athletes travel together, or is it 5 at one time, or how do you do that?
They all travel with their speech coach from their country, and because they're all spread out through the world. I'm not sure exactly who's in this class that's coming up, but I'll get more information on that, and I can get it over to you.
Okay, so I mean, you're going to be help training them as well then,
Yes.
too, right?
Yeah, I'll be going back to D.C. next month to train them.
So when you go to, say, Boise, or you go to D.C., or you go to Shanghai, what do you talk about?
I just share my story on how Special Olympics saved my life, and really why people should get involved in a movement like Special Olympics, because this is a movement. It's not a one event a year type thing. It's like we need to get more people involved. We need more volunteers. We need more money to put on these sports competitions for our athletes and change their lives.
Now, I've been very involved over the years, obviously, in the local Special Olympics and the state piece here. Do most states have the same kind of programs we have here in California?
All states have pretty much the same programming. It's just adapted more toward their state program and their athletes in their program.
So, one of the programs that I've been sponsoring over the years here locally is the Special Olympics golf. Now, I see, my little bio thing. I didn't know. So you're into golf now?
Yes, I am. I've been golfing now since '99, so 16 years of golf.
Wow. So what's your handicap?
I'm not really sure. Never got tested for that, but I just go out there and have a good time.
That's great. Fun time, isn't it?
Oh, great time out there.
So I know you're very busy. You're traveling. You're getting ready. We were talking off the camera about the preparation. It's basically 24/7 now for you. But somehow you still find time to work and mentor these athletes. So tell us a little bit about, you shared with us the impact on you, but how you're able to share your story and sort of encourage athletes to participate. I mean, that's probably a big first step for our Special Olympian. Is that correct? Is that first major step saying, don't be afraid, don't be ashamed, compete.
Right, exactly.
Everybody's a winner.
Yes, they are. It's just me. I was so lucky to get a chance by the same one who was telling me to join Special Olympics. He goes, well, I'm going to let you coach the team and all this, where I've been coaching the team now for about 2 years and just really see them grow and put all the stuff that I learned as an athlete into them and teach them all the stuff and just see them grow each competition and doing things that I never thought I would see them do before in their lives. It's just really rewarding for me to give back to them, especially to an organization that has given me so much in my life and changed me.
So how do you recruit these athletes? I mean, do they come to you? I mean, of course, you're famous, so they may come to you, but I mean, do you actually go out and recruit athletes then too?
The Parks and Recreation that runs our program, we go out into the schools and recruit that way, and we go out to group homes with flyers and everything. So they just come out, and then hopefully the recruiting will take care of itself with the World Games. Hopefully that will be a big recruiting tool, not only for our program, but all Special Olympics Southern California.
Well, in addition to being a great athlete over these years, I've just seen you grow as a young man, and you're very polished, and your performance is out there, and we're really so proud of you. So talk a little bit about, how you mentioned it early on, the experience of being bullied every time you turned around, and the impact the Special Olympics sort of put a stop to that and your ability to stand up to those idiots that do that.
Well, basically, it all started when I was in elementary school. I was hearing the word retard, slow, stupid, dumb. It got so bad that I cried myself to sleep at night because I just could not stand it. I couldn't take it anymore. But when I found Special Olympics, it showed me that I have a voice, and my voice is powerful, and it can change the world. Where not only am I standing up against the bullies and telling them that it's not the right thing to do, but I'm also teaching people that bullying is the wrong thing to do, and you should be standing up against the bully instead of bullying somebody, whether you got bullied as a kid or just change the world for somebody else.
And that's such an important message because, there's just no room or rhyme or reason for bullying.
Definitely.
So we got opening ceremonies coming up July 25th, 24/7 you're working. What is the thing about the World Games that you are, what are you looking forward to? I mean, in addition to maybe vacation afterwards of what you've been doing. But what are you looking forward to at the World Games?
Oh, one thing I'm looking forward to is every time I get stressed out at work or just have too much on my plate, I always just take a time and just take a minute and think about 7,000 athletes from 177 countries marching into the Memorial Coliseum on July 25th, and that just re-energizes me, finds a new level, and just keep grinding it, get it through, because I just can't wait for that day to come and see those athletes, see the smile on their faces, see the emotion of not just the athletes, but also the fans that come out and watch the opening ceremonies. It will just be one of the most motivation and moving events ever in the history of Los Angeles.
It's going to be phenomenal. I think everyone's really looking forward to that. So as we gather and we get ready to have that opening ceremonies, it has to be very nice for you as well, the fact that you've been competing for a long time. You're a global messenger and all these. So you probably have a lot of friends coming into town for these World Games.
Oh, yeah. Well, like I said before, they're not my friends. They're my brothers and sisters that are coming in from all over the world to compete during these World Games. So it is my chance to see my family give it their best and try their all to go for that gold. It's just going to be an amazing time to see that.
I'll tell you what, that's an amazing ceremony, putting the medals over the athletes. Everybody's a winner. They do an incredible job. And Dustin, I just want to thank you for where I saw you come from to where you are today, not only as an athlete, but as a human being, an individual, what you do for these athletes, what you do for the issue of bullying. We're really proud of you, and just want to thank you for taking the time to join us today.
Oh, no, thank you, and thank you for everything that you do for Special Olympics.
Thank you. All right, my friend. Take care.
All right.
Is this the place?
Looks like it.
With Charter Spectrum, you get the best TV. And with TV everywhere, you can take your shows out on the road. So no matter where you go, you'll always have a world of new things to explore.
It's a big sausage.
Get the most crystal clear HD channels and TV you can take everywhere.
I got the keys.
Charter Spectrum. Where will it take you?
One of the most fearsome predators, T-Rex fossils have been discovered across North America.
Hey, babe.
Good morning.
So you were watching a show about dinosaurs and then you just decided to start digging? Yeah. Well, there you have it, a terrific discovery.
When you get over 200 crystal clear HD channels and live TV on the Spectrum app, you never know what you might discover. Charter Spectrum. Where will it take you?
Thank you again for tuning in to Dialed In. I want to thank our special guests, Patrick McClanahan and Dustin Plunkett, for taking the time to join me today. The Special Olympic World Games are an incredible sporting spectacle that will inspire everyone who participates, attends, and volunteers. The World Games start July 25th with a beautiful opening ceremony at the world-famous Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum and run through August 2nd. Whether you can speak a foreign language, assist a team, or become an official fan in the stands to cheer these great athletes on, the World Games are in need of volunteers. To sign up to be a volunteer, visit la2015.org/volunteer. World Game events will be taking place throughout the region, including Long Beach, Griffith Park, and USC. So there's an opportunity for you to attend and cheer on these great athletes. I hope to see you at the Special Olympics World Games this summer. Thank you again for tuning in to Dialed In. We'll be back next month with an all-new show.